The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse Yule. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle, where you can access your full potential right now. Finally break free from destructive habits. That dream life, if you want it, you can have it. This is where you transform your health, mind, business, and relationships, or do nothing and keep your life the way it is. But if you're ready for change, you're in the right place. This is where you're gonna learn how to live a habit-based lifestyle. You are tuning in to the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with your host, Jesse Yule. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle. Let's go.
All right, so we are live inside the Habit-Based Lifestyle Secrets group, and I am here with one of my badass clients, Sabrina, and we're going to be talking about how you went from slave fitness coach, I don't even want to call you business owner yet, to Disney World CEO just in the last 60 days. But yeah, like I want to welcome you on here, number one, and just dive into talking about your journey and kind of your success.
Awesome. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So let's kind of get into, what were you struggling with, or what was the main reason why you wanted to come into the Habit-Based Lifestyle Business Secrets program, before you kind of got involved with it?
Sure. Even before COVID and the shutdown hit, I was frustrated. I was a slave to the business, like you like to call it, teaching all the classes, not having time for myself, not having time for my girls, and just feeling frustrated and not getting the revenue that that I wanted for my life, for my family, and also just not having any free time and just people reaching out to me 24/7. And then COVID made it even more interesting because all of a sudden we were not allowed to have anyone in person. So I was struggling how to figure out how to do that virtually. I had pretty good success with 6-week challenges, but people didn't commit. They didn't stay past that. So it was a turn and burn. Mm-hmm. I was going through people. They were going through us. We were going through instructors. So just trying to figure out better systems and better consistency for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, COVID hits, back in, March. And I think your state was actually the original one where everything kind of started. So you were like one of the very first to get shut down. So what was that like for you, not only financially, but just mentally? It's like, here I am. Here's my business that like I've built my life around, but now I can't even support myself or support my family because they're saying you can't train anybody.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. I mean, day one, we went live on Facebook and we're doing classes, but right away my brain was like, okay, how's this sustainable? How's this going to go long term? And I didn't even want to open up my emails because people were just quitting. They had every excuse. There's nothing I could do. Trying to figure out how to keep people engaged. Working harder, literally calling every member for a 20-minute consultation, working 10 times harder for a lot less money. And I was just supposed to take it. I didn't see where this was going. I didn't see how I could make this work. And I was getting scared to be in scarcity mode and fear-based because you can't operate out of that.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I think, one of the things that really got exposed in everybody's business was, what was kind of the cog in your business or the ship once COVID kind of hit and it really got magnified really quick. I think the cool thing is like you said, hey, I pivoted right away, but in pivoting, I actually worked, 10 times harder than I already was working, which you were already doing everything as it was. So this was like, hey, now I'm like working even more and making less money.
Yeah. Kind of didn't feel so good.
Yeah.
My desire to still help people is there, but then when you're working harder and it almost felt like a punishment at that point You're not getting the rewards for your work.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, I can kind of relate to that in general in the fitness industry. Is I think most of us get into the fitness industry to help people, but then we realize, hey, part of helping people and part of them helping themselves is actually making a financial commitment, and keeping to that also. And sometimes, if we're used to helping people, sometimes we got to back away from that and realize that, hey, once people financially commit, they'll actually help themselves more in
Yeah.
that place than anything else. So let's talk a little bit about, business just over the last, 4 to 6 months, dealing with COVID. You're losing members. What did that do to you, knowing that you didn't really know how to get any new clients other than ads, Facebook ads, and doing these funnels. And at that point, you're like, hey, I don't have a physical location. I can't do this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. It felt like you're bashing your head against the wall. And where do you go? People would always ask me to train them virtually, and there was something I just kept putting off to the side. But yeah, when you don't have that physical location, how do you keep spending $1,000 on ads? How do you sell a gym membership when you don't even know when you can open, and when you open, you don't know what that's going to look like? So it's like selling
Right.
air
That you can't breathe.
that you can't breathe. You can't see it, you can't breathe it, you can't have it, but you got to pay for it. Like, how
Right.
does that work?
So like all of a sudden, hey, here I am. I show up. I'm on. You start seeing some of the posts I'm making, and like, what initially made you want to work with me?
I was familiar with who you are, but I didn't really know much about you. And I got on some of your mindset calls, and right away I'm like, wow, you can get clear so fast. Just a few things, just really grounding your energy, asking a few questions. And I've been through processes before, but they're pretty slow if you don't have a system. And I know you're the master of systems. I'm like, wow, look at these systems, and he can help escalate what and reveal things that I'm not seeing that's right in front of my nose. And I know that you had worked with other people in the past and gotten them huge results. So I'm like, I'm in. Let's do this.
Yeah, that's awesome. So, the thing I really remember that you came on a call, and obviously we all have like mindset stuff we got to work on.
Yeah.
That's probably why I got really good at it, because I needed a lot of work with it myself. But I think one of the unique things is, sometimes we're afraid to hire a coach or somebody to help us with mindset stuff, or
Right.
just to even like see our blind spots. But how has that helped you, in this program? How has that helped you kind of get to where you want to be?
Oh my gosh. Like, help me in every aspect. There's a brain that I wasn't getting into a system, and you make it so easy, so clear, so simple. And then that makes it easy to attract more clients, and then less time, less energy, more results. So it's kind of it's an interesting dynamic when you're used to working so much harder for things, to just be able to pull back and realize that you actually have all this stuff in you. You just help put that spotlight on it for people, help position us asking the right questions, and helping us create the systems.
Yeah, awesome. So yeah, you've been doing this program, I think about 60, 75 days.
Yeah.
You've gotten some amazing results, not only with your clients, but just with you and wanting and what you're building. But what has been, some of the results? Let's just say, there's been some financial aspect, but then we'll also talk about, stuff with your kids and other areas of your life where you've seen results.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to ask the specific questions, or you want me to go over it?
Yeah, just go specific, and then I'll ask anything that maybe I think you missed or didn't do.
Okay. Cool. So even with my personal training clients, you're just like, well, why don't you ask them, to step up a little bit more? And you said to me, you got the whole analogy of like, get on the bus. This is where the bus is going. And so I did. I framed it up. I said, hey, this is where the bus is going now. Do you want to get on? And pretty much everyone got on and they were like, yes, we believe in what you do. So yeah, when COVID hit, it hit me and the business, but the people who stayed are really committed. So that became clear. So that was the gift in that. And then I'm able to move forward in a better way with the people who are still there and then continue to attract those kind of people in. Financially, I mean, I thought, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose everything. Here's my business, my life investment, the last like almost decade of my passions, all just going to go and blow up in my face. I'm going to lose everything. I'm watching other places get boarded up. And now I'm like, oh, cool. I'm putting money in savings. And I just took my kid on her 16th birthday to Disney World. Got more time with the kids. I've cleared more of my afternoons and I'm home with them. I'm like, hey guys, what do you want to do? And it's not that I'm not getting results for myself, for people. It's just actually being executed in a way that I'm serving in a much more effective way.
Right. Yeah. And I think maybe one of the big things I saw coming in to helping you was you were giving everyone else all of your energy. And then you really had nothing left for
Yeah.
you or for your kids when you came home. And so one of the cool transitions I've kind of watched you make is you really managing your energy level, how much you
Yeah.
give out, but also having enough left for you and also your kids. When you do get home, that you can be connected and be present when you're there.
Yeah. And it's helped me a lot with some of your frames just to separate the facts from the feelings because when you're tired it's easy to just go in like fight or flight mode rather
Right.
than take it back and really look at all the pieces and be able to take a second and actually navigate and get through it rather than get stuck in it.
Yeah, that's awesome. I
That
think
then I can
one of
show
my
up better for everyone else.
yeah, I think one of my favorite things I got from you was when you were on vacation with your daughter and you're like, "Hey, I just closed a
Oh,
deal
yeah.
and I'm on vacation," and then you ended up doing another one in the same day, and
Yeah.
it was cool to be like, "And I haven't even been on my phone all day."
Yeah. Yeah, that was really amazing because I said, hey, Savannah, I have a call at this time. It's going to be this long, and then we can go and have the fun. And she was like, cool, because I framed that for her. So she knew I was gone at this little section, and I closed the deal, and then she would take my phone the rest of the day.
Nice.
I
Yes,
know.
sounds like she's pretty smart.
She's really smart.
Okay, so this month alone, in August, you've done an additional 12K in
Yes.
sales and revenue on top of what you already do. You're kind of building out your hybrid model, your business model that really, is like a lifestyle business. It's where are like, hey, this is the lifestyle I want to live. This is the free time I want to have. And then this is the business that actually supports that. Can you talk a little bit about what that feels like now versus what that felt like before? Just kind of thinking of, hey, how do I make my business stay open and survive?
Before I felt like a little bit of a fraud trying to make it all work and pretend it was all working and not talk about the problems and the frustrations and the reality of it. And now I can talk about the frustrations, the problems, and the reality. And it's turning into the lifestyle business because
Yeah, you're there. Don't worry about it. You
okay.
good? I can hear you.
Okay, so that has helped me be able to just step into the lifestyle system that I always imagined it would be rather than what it really was at that time.
Nice. Yeah, I think one of the cool things too is, when we often think about our industry, for a trainer, we always think about, oh, it's all about fitness and nutrition.
Yeah.
And I think one of the cool things that we've been able to do is really highlight other things that you do, like mindset training. And I think the other one was just talking about, hey, lifestyle. But what has it been like for you to actually develop a program that's beyond just fitness and the traditional nutrition so that you can really, help people on a completely different level?
That is the good stuff that I used to be really frustrated with in the studio. And I would get a class full of people and I didn't know where they were at emotionally, mentally, maybe in their life. And I didn't know how to help them. It's like, other than like a cutesy little workout where they could lift their butt, like rah, rah, go home, good job. I was used to coaching runners and being able to run with them for a long time and get to know them and understand them and help them on different levels. But then this being able to create a whole program where you're actually saying, hey, this is what we're going to do. You're going to attract those kind of people and be able to help them from the ground up and really help them recreate a whole new life, which I only got to do with a few people if I was doing personal training with. But also, you're usually hired as a personal trainer to get them fit. And
Right.
now I feel like I'm really stepping into my lane where I can use all my tools, and I keep getting more tools and refining what I get to do, energy healing and just seeing people as a whole. It's more like seeing a naturopath versus a doctor.
Right. More of a holistic approach to
Mhm.
health versus kind of a reactive model, like, "Oh, you're overweight. Let's just get you to lose weight, and then that'll fix everything." So
Yeah,
you're really helping people. Go
I
ahead.
even have a physician client. She's an oncologist, and and I always talk how I was going to go to medical school, and she says I have a bigger impact right now. I get to prevent, other issues coming down the road or help people actually heal them. Through all my years of training, it's really exciting to watch people get off of insulin, antidepressants, anti-anxiety meds, lose the weight and not have to follow a fad diet. I mean, that's part of it, but watching them be able to navigate relationships and jobs and watch their energy, a lot like what you do, watch your energy around things, because it's all energy. And here's where I get nerdy with my physics. Way back, I have a degree in chemistry and biology. Everything is energy.
Yeah, and, you know, you put all your energy out into other people, then you really have very little coming back at you.
Yep, I did
Um,
that.
sure, I think we all do that until we realize, "Hey, I'm, like, walking around helping everybody, but I have no energy left for, the people that matter the most in my life. I have no time or freedom to myself, and I'm really not making the money I wanna make."
Yep. So you come home like a wet spaghetti noodle and fall on the floor.
Yeah, yeah. So one of the cool things that I love about business, and I love about, like, what you do, is being able to leverage your unique life experience, the unique things that you've learned in your life, how to package that up into, your business and really present that in a way that's a unique offer just to you. So no one can really compete with you because it is what you've experienced and it's kind of your frame. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So as far as my personal life experiences,
Yeah,
I
just
think,
like how you really leverage that now.
yeah, I think I used to be embarrassed of things that I've gone through, and I didn't want to expose myself because, oh my gosh, that's vulnerable. But by being vulnerable, that's where we can do a lot of sharing and growth, and other people can relate to that. I mean, I think people had a perception of me like, oh, she's just this cute little blonde trainer, perfect life. And that's not true. When I started talking about my struggles on a personal level, going through a divorce, sharing custody, all these different things, people are like, oh, I feel that. And then they can relate, and then they'll be more open to working with me because they understand that I've worked through a lot of these things. The energy will feel similar, and they'll know, oh, hey, I'm right here, and she's gotten from there to here. Like, she knows what she's doing, and she can help me.
Awesome. Yeah. And it makes you totally relatable. Cause I remember when I first met you, I'm like, oh my gosh, here's this, woman that runs like 150 miles a day. She does a marathon like it's eating an appetizer, and she trains hundreds of people every day. So what am I going to do to help her?
Yeah.
So yeah. So let me ask you this. What has been the single biggest thing that's made an impact on you in this program just in the last 60, 75 days?
Honestly, I would say the work that I've been able to do on myself, because if you don't do the work on yourself, everything you touch is a direct reflection of what's going on inside of you. So yeah, if you do not work on yourself, your own relationship with yourself, everything you touch is going to crumble.
Okay, awesome. And then what would you tell people that maybe, were interested in this program, that were on the fence?
Nothing happens on the fence except pigeons sitting there and pooping on one side and the other. Get off the fence and just commit.
All right, nice. Anything else you want to add?
You're the bomb, and you really have helped my life, my business, my kids, all my relationships. And it's just exciting to work with you and to work with all the other people and just get really clear and build the life you actually want.
Awesome. Well, hey, I just want to thank you so much. Super proud of what you're doing, the people you're helping, and not only that, but just getting your lifestyle mapped out to where you're now in charge of that and becoming the CEO of it.
Yeah, I'm excited to keep going. There's no end.
Me too. Yeah, we're
There's
just getting started.
Yeah, heck yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us. And if you guys are listening to this, type up in the comments, what you got out of this. If you have any questions about habit-based lifestyle business acceleration, let me know. You can also reach out to Sabrina. If you have nutrition needs, hey, reach out to her. Fitness needs, reach out to her. She's an awesome resource. And I don't even want to call you a trainer. I'd rather say like professional coach, professional, like badass. So reach out to her if you have any questions.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
The purpose of this show is to guide you to realign with habits that get you to live the life you've always dreamed of. This is the Habit-Based Lifestyle Podcast with Jesse.